to the hand reviews. Hello! Oh my gosh, I can't believe you came back again. Welcome to my strange world that I'm now like addicted to this. I'm addicted to doing this now. It's a lot of fun. So, I'm trying to like figure out better ways to do what I'm doing and expedite and I guess I've been doing this now for about a little over 2 months now, I think, and I've been having such a good time. Even just trying to get my one episode out a week, I'm having so much fun with that one. I think I'm going to try to go daily. I mean, I don't know if I can do it. See, like, I'm an artist and I work projects, you know, I never know for sure. It's like sometimes I'm busy, I don't have time to do anything. Then, like, all of a sudden you're left up in the air and you don't know what's going on. And so that's what happened this week, and I had a lot of time to do different things, and I thought, well, maybe if I just change the way that I do things, I'll be able to put out more content. And I want to anyways, because I'm really having a lot of fun. So I have a lot of things to talk to you about. I think with this one I'm just going to do, I think just to get ready with me, makeup demo type of thing. Okay, so I'm just going to start doing my makeup. Got my e.l.f. foundation palette. You know I love this thing. I'm just going to start. So I learned something that was kind of a big deal to me personally regarding this channel last week. Sorry, don't rub your eyes. A little bit itchy eye. I realized as I thought, oh, you know, I want to do this channel for one because I've been told I have glaucoma, and if it means that my eyesight is waning, you know, I'm just putting a little bit of extra moisturizer on my forehead. This moisturizer I love, the Nivea Nourishing Night Cream. I use it day and night, just to, you know, because I realize my skin's just a little bit dry. So as I'm putting on my foundation, just adding a little moisturizer every now and then. I do that a lot. I love this palette. I mix it all the time. It's got a lot of different colors, different tones, and I love that too. Like, I never felt that foundation. It's hard to find foundation that actually matches anyone's skin. It is. So I always feel I have to mix, but not just mix light and dark, but also mix tones, like mix, you know, goldens and pinks and peaches, and just you know, what's appropriate for your skin, you know. So, but you know, that's like, not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody wants to put on a bunch of you know, mix a bunch of stuff. But getting back to the thing that I wanted to tell you is that my last video that I uploaded was called was about a fragrance that I really love. It was about a fragrance instead of cosmetics, and it didn't have Mitzi in it, even though I feel like Mitzi is the channel. I sort of felt like, well, I don't know, she wasn't really appropriate for GRWM. But after I did the video, I realized how much I love fragrance, and I worked in fragrance longer than I worked in cosmetics, and I also worked in women's and men's fragrance. And once I started just looking to once I started to pay attention to the fragrance stuff, I felt like I was being welcomed into this world of old friends that I already knew, because I started working in fragrance and cosmetics when I was pretty young, 19, and And a lot of the perfume and cosmetics that were around then, a lot of the fragrances, cosmetics, they're not really around anymore. And they're like legendary. Like I was looking at the cover of this book called French Fragrances. It's a fantastic book. Sorry, I haven't had a chance to look at the book, but based on what I've heard, it's a fantastic book. And the cover, I'll try to show it. The cover has all these fragrances, and I know most of those fragrances, and I was like, oh, those are my old friends. How are they? You know. So it was a moment where I thought, I really would like to spend some time reviewing fragrances, and it was a really nice feeling because I know that it sort of seems futile to start a YouTube channel, a YouTube channel. I'm not even Instagramming or any of those other things. It's just YouTube, and I that's all I want to do. But for me, once I thought about fragrances, I was like, you know what? Fragrances are my friends. They really were my friends, and it's like getting to come back, have them come back into my world. It's like I never really thought, and I sort of feel. Here's another thing too. It's easy to feel like you're just not needed in the world. Or no, your face is your mug is just not needed in the world of whatever it is I'm doing. Like, do we need another person? But I feel sort of a little more valid, whatever. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not saying this should apply to anybody. But I remember what these fragrances used to smell like, and a lot of them have been reformulated, or they're not around, or they're legendary now, and you can't get a hold of them, and all kinds of stuff like that. And I just thought, oh my gosh, well, it is sort of valuable. I feel all of a sudden like a perfume historian. Oh, I'm using this Hard Candy Ice The Limit eyeshadow base. I love eyeshadow base. I think one of the best things about eyeshadow base is that it lightens up and evens your eyelids, and that just makes and if it's waterproof, that's the best. I don't think this one's waterproof, but it doesn't matter for me. I'm not doing anything like really strenuous that I need my eyeshadow base to be waterproof. But now remember not to do too much eye cream before you do your eye makeup. It might start falling like mine is right now. So let me see. Am I gonna do a bold lip today? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna use my I have this old Annabelle one called Clove. It's really old. Nice neutral color though. With lip liners, I find that there are a million, but you only really need 3. You only really, if you have like a budget and you don't want to experiment, you really need a red one, a nude, and like a color like this, like a clove, like a rosy brick. Because usually those 3 will blend with almost anything. So I'm trying to get better at going faster, and trying to it's one of those things like doing this channel thing. You don't really know what's going to happen until you get started. I think I've learned a lot since starting this, and one of the things that I've learned is that you have no idea what direction you're gonna go in. I'm using my e.l.f. It's an e.l.f. loose powder that's a color correcting yellow, they call it. Come on now, you know it's time to chair dance. Makeup. Don't you love that? Don't you love it when they do that in movies? Makeup! When someone, nobody gets hurt. So, yeah. Yeah, so eye cream, though, it is good to use if you can. Different kind of emollients. Now, I feel like I was just on, like, a subject. Like, I was just on an important subject, and now I don't know what I was saying. I don't remember it. Do you remember it? Oh, and I just spilled a bunch of this powder. You just don't even want to see it. Here we go. Makeup. All right. Yeah, okay. Now I need to put on some eyebrows so I can continue to talk to you. But yeah, you don't even know with your channel what you're going to want to do. You're going to think maybe in the beginning, well, you know, you thought, oh, I'll try this, and then you get started, and then you decide, oh, or you don't even decide. It kind of like with the fragrances. I wasn't really thinking the fragrances were going to be a focus. I just kind of thought I'm going to review everything because, well, and I'm going to be able to put on makeup and wear clothes and do stuff like that I want to do. Which, you know, what I do now is I don't go out much, and for me it's fun. I like it that way. I don't really need to go out a lot. I went out a lot when I was younger. I traveled a lot when I was younger, and I don't need to now that much. Rather, I like it that way. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more fragrances, I think, because I feel like cosmetics, most cosmetic products, my gosh, you know, cosmetics, skincare, all these things, by the time I get around to getting a chance to review anything, it's not even on their websites anymore. You know, they're just like these products, so many products are abandoned so quickly. And that's okay, you know what I mean? It's not, I know that the consumer wants new things constantly. I understand that. But kind of, and the same thing with fragrances. Oh, and now I'm overdoing my eyebrows. They look kind of funny. So yeah, you know, already, I don't even hardly have very many views or anything, but I'm already having so much fun without regard for anybody even watching or very few people watching or anything like that. It is really, really fun. But I think that the key, I've had a couple of other YouTube channels on different subjects, but not like this ever. I think the key is you have to kind of just be really, really excited about the subject. Whatever the thing is, you have to have like a reason more than just, well, you know, I don't know, I kind of like this, I'm kind of into this. You almost kind of have to have this little bit of insane, you know, thing where you don't really care if you get paid necessarily. So, yeah. Let me look into my box of stuff. Hey, here's a tip. Look at this neat thing. I don't want to drop it, but look at this cool thing. I got it when I was working in Japan. There's a dollar store in Japan. It's not a dollar store. It's like a dollar store that things cost like $10 and under. But it's so amazing. This little plastic box, I think we paid $10 for it. I was doing a singing gig there a few years back. It is so cool. I think it's for food. It's like a thing you're supposed to put, I think, bao? No, not bao. I don't remember the dumplings. Shumai? Anyways, no, that's Chinese. Anyways, but look at this cool thing. It's got multiple, and you stack it. It's got 3 layers. It's so awesome, and I'm able to store so much makeup in it. But unfortunately, I've never ever seen anything like it anywhere else, and I'm sure that they didn't mean for people to be putting makeup in it, but like I store a lot of makeup in there. So if you live, I think maybe if you live in Vancouver in Canada, they if they still have them, I bet they still have them. They're for like, you know, food, for like a dinner service. But or if you're in Japan, you might be in Japan. So let's see, what should I do? Something that I don't normally do? Yes. Let's see how I do. I love pencils. You can do so much with pencils. I keep doing this to myself when I do these videos, you know. I keep putting on eyeliner with too much lotion product under it to start. Oh, here's a fun one that I don't think I've used yet on my channel. Hard Candy Look Pro Rose Gold Eyeshadow Palette. This little guy came in a Blockbuster, and I've hardly used him, and I really like him though. See, this is the kind of thing that I would normally buy, because this is the kind of thing that I normally use. Like, I don't. Only recently have I started getting back into, you know, more colorful stuff and just, you know, playing around with things, because otherwise there wasn't really the reason to spend the money, you know. I'm always saving money. I'm really into saving money. I love luxury, but I don't have any false idea about what I can and can't afford. I mean, I don't think I do. You know, and plus, if you've ever been in a financial situation where you just kind of like, it got weirder than you thought it was. Sorry. It got weirder than you thought it was going to be getting. And then you go like, wow, man, I really pay for my art. I really pay to do what I do. You know what I mean? You think, you know, I really kind of sacrifice through, because I have, like, sometimes you just realize, I think maybe artists understand. And when I say artists, I mean writers, I mean painters, I mean just, you know, it doesn't even have to be art. It could be just something that you're dedicated to that keeps you from having a normal full-time job where you would participate like normal people in your family or normal people in your life, because, you know, there aren't usually a whole lot of other artists around to support people who are artists. I'm just going to go in with these colors here. So you just kind of realize, you don't go out with your friends, you know, you don't go out, you're not going to be going out spending a lot of money with people, not just because you don't have it, but because a lot of times people are really cool and they want to pay for you, but, you know, you don't want to be that person, you don't want to pull people down. So sometimes, you know, you don't want to be the person people are always, you know, paying for. And, you know, it's just, the thing is, you don't know for sure if you're going to be able to take your friends out next time. So it's kind of hard to be like, yeah, you know, because you're dedicated to what it is that you're not working a full-time job for it. Well, that's my case anyways. Come on now, play air drums. Okay, I gotta put more makeup on before I act that goofy, right? People will accept more goofy if you got your makeup on, right? So, but nothing against people who don't like to wear makeup. I totally understand. I really do. For a long time, I just was like, oh, what's the point now? Because like I'm not even leaving the house. My little hard candy bronzer. I shouldn't make the stinky face. That's not attractive, is it? I like the music, it's good, but the stinky face actually has the opposite effect. It doesn't look like you enjoy it. It looks like you smell something stinky. What does that smell? When really it's just, what is that funky ass groove? Okay. And I just used my blush from my Revlon Eyes, Cheeks, and Lips. I love, I'm a sucker for palettes when I have a little bit of everything in them, because then I always feel like, yes, this is all I need. I can jump on a plane, I can go anywhere, and I can do a gig, or I can go to whatever, and my face so I can look made up with this one item, and maybe two others, you know. But I really love these kind of things, and every time I travel on the plane somewhere, where they have the duty free, you know, they usually have like, you know, Lancome and Estee Lauder and some of these companies, they have these, you know, like this, but they're, you know, the high-end companies do them, and you can, and they're really good value too. I'm having so much fun. So what are you doing? Anything fun going on in your life? Are you thinking about a YouTube channel? Because, you know, I used to watch these people saying, yeah, you should do it, you should just do it, and be like, they don't know, they don't understand. But it's really fun if you really like whatever it is. And you even I'm finding it's really strange. It feels really selfish to just talk to yourself, you know, kind of like what this is, but there's so many people doing it, and I just feel like they're really inspiring to me.
Hard candy, dare to extend mascara. Ultimate lash extension mascara.
So, yeah, so I'm putting on this makeup because I'm going to be doing a bunch of other videos, and I'm trying to, since I'm waiting on this other work that we didn't end up doing this week, I'm like, you know what, I'm trying to like put together enough material, enough content, so I can just put this out every day. I think it's really fun, and I'm so interested in so many things about it that I'm kind of like, I'm kind of fired up to do it. It's not like, oh, I have to. It's like, no, I always look forward to it more than I have time. Or more than I even, yeah, more than I have time, more than I have a chance. And also, too, once you get started in it, if you really like the stuff, you go looking at whatever it is you're into. You go looking and you get excited about the research and you just get like, you get excited about so many things and you find it's so, you discover yourself. That's what I've discovered in like 2 months time doing this. And it's almost like you open up a door of exciting things and exciting possibilities. And don't forget too that there's always a possibility with YouTube, or my gosh, you'll probably do more than me. You'd probably do like, you know, all those other things, you know, the Instagrams and everything. You'd probably do all that stuff that I'm not even doing. You know, if you have time to do that, you want to do that, you should do it totally. But I think it gains momentum, and you almost like you follow it, and it takes you to new and more exciting places. Like I said, I forgot fragrances were so. I all of a sudden I feel like, oh my gosh, I have an actual place here because I've been working. Not anymore. I don't. I haven't worked in the industry for like decades. But back in the day, because I did, these fragrances, like I feel like a living historian sort of, because I remember what they smell like, and I still have some of them. And you know, you can always buy old ones, but some of them are really, really hard to find. And when I was young, I didn't think, oh yeah, in the future, these perfumes won't be around anymore. You know, I never thought that. I thought these fragrances have been around forever, and they're going to be around forever. I didn't think, I don't know what it was. I guess maybe when you're young, you have this idea that things will always be what they are. And in some ways they are. In some ways some things never change, I think. I mean, I don't know that. I mean, I'm not that old, but from what I've seen, some things are pretty much the same. But it's weird how things do change. I remember when I was 30 years old, I was working on a cruise ship. 31. I was working on a cruise ship, and we used to have this 50s. This was decades ago, and we used to have this 50s and 60s night. And I never was into 50s and 60s music. You know, there's a few songs I really like, but it just was a genre, and you know that I love almost all other music, but 50s and 60s I'm just not that into. And we'd have 50s and 60s night, and people would come, you know, and it'd be like we'd have to do all 50s and 60s music that night. And people would be so into it, they'd be so excited in it. And I, as a 30-year-old, I couldn't really understand what people would be like running up to the so excited to hear those 50s and 60s tunes. But, you know, as an older person, you kind of understand, like, oh my gosh, like, you should see me run up to a stage for 70s and 80s tunes, even 90s. But especially 70s. I find for this, the brighter the colors, the better. I don't normally wear like so many reds and bright colors in real life. It gives lighting and everything. So, yeah, what I've learned so far with this channel is, yeah, I'd say do it. If you're even thinking about it, just do it. You can always quit. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, you're the only one. Like, and you know what else is cool? Is I was thinking about certain things like, you know, Mitzi and just different aspects of it for a long time. And now all that stuff, I did it already. I did it. It's not stuff like, oh, I'm thinking about, what if I do this? What if I don't do that? Whatever. I did it. Now I know what it's like. Now I can quit or I can continue on or whatever. But you don't know until you try it. So I would totally say you should do it. And I've only just started. And, yeah. The funny thing is I haven't really done my makeup to my liking at all for these videos, because it's so hard to talk and try to like pay attention to what you're doing, I find. I go around all over my face changing stuff until I like what it all looks like, you know. Like I'll go to my lips and then my cheeks and my eyes, whatever. The Salme Red lip color. Oh, I love the lip colors that come in these. They're so fun. Okay, maybe I'm done. Because I do have some other things to do, to talk to you about. And I'm going to try to keep the makeup thing to a minimum today because I want to move on to some of these other fun things. Let's see. If you ever don't have a highlighter, just reach for one of those really, really light colors. Like I'm just going to go up here and use this guy up here. And just keep it up really up high, way up high here. A little bit up here. A little bit on the nose. Make my nose look more cute. A little button on the nose, more buttony. There we are. You like the button? I can't do the duck face thing anymore because I get those wrinkles. But you don't want to know that. You don't want to hear that. We're here to have fun. Okay, and I think that I will put what? Let's see. You know, I remember back in the day, one of the lip colors was Borghese came out with a powder lip color, and it was pretty neat. But it was a lot like putting eyeshadow on your lips, and it did last. It was pretty lasting. So let's see. I feel like I need something else. But I think for now, I think that's going to be it. Because you know what? I have some other things I want to tell you. Okay, so what I want to tell you, as of making this video here, I've been doing this now for, I think, a little over 2 months. Maybe 2 months exactly. Like, I've made a little bit more. I've made a little, like I've already got some other videos in the can, you know, that, so by the time you see this, it'll be probably, you know, maybe more like 3 months since I started. But 2 months in, I thought, well, maybe I would tell people what my feelings are about my YouTube channel so far. Because before I started this YouTube channel, I did go looking around to see, what did people think? What did they think? Was it horrible? What was the experience? And most of the time they said, yeah, do it, you know. So about 2 months in to the actual process of doing this, what are my feelings on it? So here they are. Number one, it's way more fun than I thought. Way more fun than I thought. It's like a really cool mental exercise of just like trying things that you always wanted to try. And who cares if it doesn't work out? At this point, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just having a lot of fun. And yeah, so that's number one. Number two, what I've learned is you really need to be smart with your time schedule. It's one of those things where if you want to keep it going, you really have to, like for instance, what I've learned is I've been doing a lot of I've been doing these really long videos where it's me doing stuff and then it's Mitzi and then it's me again, and I think maybe it's too confusing for people. Mitzi and then the fragrances and the cosmetics. I don't know. I'm not sure if people really get it, and that's okay. Like I just think, well, how can I change what I'm doing so that people might get it better? But it doesn't matter. I'm having fun doing all of it, and even more fun than I thought, and just learning more stuff and having more reasons to research, and so that's a really cool thing. But I have learned that you have to be good with your scheduling, and you have to be consistent. Like it's been really. I originally thought I'm gonna do them every day because that's what they said, and oh my gosh, no. And I know because I do a lot of, I do I've done a lot of editing, and I know editing takes forever. It's hard to believe if you don't do it. It's like, oh yeah, well you should just, if you don't, you have the program that you just just put it all together and it does it itself. No, editing doesn't work that way. You have to go in and do things manually most of the time. No matter what anyone says, editing is not a fast job. No matter how long you've been doing it, no matter how good. I've been editing for years and years, and I've never been able to do it. Well, I do it faster now than I used to, but it's not easy to do. But it's still fun. It doesn't keep me from doing this. But remember this: if you don't like it, go and hire someone to do it for you, and then you don't have to deal with editing if you don't like it or if you're uncomfortable with this. So there's a tip for you, because there's so many great freelance, freelancer and all those online things now. You can hire someone to do almost anything you need. So don't forget, don't let the fact that editing is a whole other facet of this job that takes at least as much time as the recording does. So don't forget that, if you don't like editing, you can pay, and a lot of times it's like it can be very reasonable. So do check it out. Don't let it stop you from doing the channel if you want to do the channel. Okay. Number 3, it's addictive. It's addictive. I can't believe how much I think about it and how I come up with all these new ideas and these new things, and just these new ideas and new things I want to do. It's addictive. The more I do it, and the more I do it, like right now I'm recording. The more I do it, like tomorrow I'm gonna want to do it again, but I'll have other stuff to do, and then plus there's all this editing I have to do associated with the recording I'm doing right now. It's addictive for me personally, but I think that has to do with the subject matter too. Because for me, I'm really excited now about getting back into cosmetics and fragrance and use clothes and all those fun, just, the fun things that have to do with fashion. And a lot of people do. A lot of men and women really do. It's an area of culture that I think hasn't even been tapped for its potential, because it's just so fun. Everybody loves it. Okay, number 4. You'll discover more about yourself, and you'll change as you go. That's what I'm doing. What I've discovered about myself this week is that I forgot. Okay, I can't believe I forgot this, but okay, I used to work in cosmetics and fragrance, right? And I'm focusing on the cosmetics because the eye thing and all that. But I love makeup. I love cosmetics. But I forgot. I did one review of a fragrance, and I forgot. I'm the fragrance person. I worked for a number of fragrance companies. I worked behind the counters at department stores, and I was a rep. I was a rotator rep for Guerlain and for Oscar de la Renta fragrances, and I went to a lot of different malls, and I smelled a lot of different fragrances, and for years and years in the 80s and 90s, and I absorbed what those fragrances smelled like, and now a lot of them are gone or they're reformulated. So I feel I actually have a historical place within this world because I do remember, and I'm still enthusiastic about it. Yeah, I think that's something that I forgot how much I know fragrances. And so I'm really excited because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited now to go and do all of the kinds of research that is just really fun. Okay, number 5. It's really hard to get uh, followers, views, subscribers, all that. It's hard, but I'm not really trying. I'm just having a good time. I kind of don't have fun. Sorry. I kind of don't have time to do anything but just make the stuff. When you think about it, like people who make TV shows, they have entire staffs to do all these different aspects that you're probably just doing by yourself with your channel. So it takes a lot, to do it. But I don't care that I don't have a lot of viewers or that I don't have a lot of whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me at all. I could just continue doing this channel, and I'm just having so much fun doing that. If you want to watch it and you enjoy it, I'm very, very happy that you're here. But if I'm just doing it for myself, then it's also fun for me. So that's something else. You might just dig it. You might just dig it yourself, even if no one else does, and it's worth it for me. Okay, number 6. Okay, this is a big one. Okay, this YouTube thing that you're thinking about doing, no matter what you do, no matter what you like, unlike any other hobby that ever existed for humans that I've ever know of, unlike any other thing, the opportunity exists to make money through your channel. The opportunity exists to actually take your channel and maybe make a living or better. Like, who'd have thought that these people like Mr. Beast, like really? Like just a guy who does outrageous stuff, like he's the biggest one, like just because he's having a good time doing crazy things and everybody likes to see him do it. Who'd have thought these things? I never thought that people would think that they didn't even want to hear that I ever worked in the cosmetic or fragrance industry, that they would just be like, oh, you're just stuck up, or whatever people think about that. But no, everybody loves it. So, it was really fun to find that out. But now there's always a potential to make money, no matter what you do. So don't forget that. And if you start your channel, go out looking for some of these, especially if you do all those other Instagrams and all that. Go to these, I think there's one called Influencer. Oh shoot, you know what? That's probably wrong. My husband told me about one, and I haven't even started, but there are companies that will help you find people that will connect with you to pay you to show their products or to talk about their products or their service or whatever it is. They're out there. So just by doing what you like to do, just by talking about what you enjoy, a completely unrelated product might, you might have a chance to make money showing their products if that's your thing. If it's not, there's always ads. Everybody knows about the ads and the monetization. Oh, it's about the monetization. So I'm going to probably cut that out. That was a little too crazy. But yeah. So number 7 is the marketplaces. There are marketplaces, like I said, that will help you out. You're not on your own with this. You're not on your own. There are people out there who are in a hurry to help you make money to show their products. So basically those are my 7 takeaways. 7 takeaways that I've learned 2 months of having my YouTube channel. And so I hope that you have enjoyed these quick 7. Let me recap real quick. Number 1 is way more fun than I thought. It's a really good mental exercise. I don't see how it can't be good for a human being, for a human being's mind to get excited about subjects that they like, for any age person, especially older people. Are you an older person? Don't feel like this doesn't include you. It totally includes you. You should do it. Number 2, you have to be smart with your time and scheduling, but you're always changing things and learning. Number 3, it's addictive. You're going to have more fun than you realize. I guess that's number 1, isn't it? Number 4, you'll discover more about yourself and you'll change as you go. Number 5, it's really hard to get views and followers, but I don't care. Maybe you do. Number 6, there's always the potential to make money. And number 7, there are marketplaces to help you make that money. So, yeah, thank you for visiting me, and I hope that this was at all interesting to you, at least a little bit. And I'm going to, I'm going to check in again and do these kind of videos too to let you know how I feel about it as time goes on. Okay? So thank you very much, and please, if you enjoyed this, and if you like videos about, cosmetics, jewelry, fragrance, candies, low carbing, etc., please go ahead. Oh, and comedy. Mitzi is my little comedy friend who talked me into this channel in the first place. So please, say something down below if any of this is interesting to you. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Okay, bye! Talk to the